Greetings from the farm. So today, as I was doing my rounds, I noticed some seedlings. I had done some seedlings on trays, mixed. I had done some cabbages, some Swiss chard, and some tomatoes. But I was looking at, I noticed that some of the tomatoes are not doing so well. Seems there's some either probably an issue with the nutrition, or the crop is not doing well on the tray. And it's for that reason why now I want to expand this section that I can move those, transplant those tomatoes into the farm, onto the beds, and hopefully now they'll be able to do well. These have not been in use. As you can see, it has lots of debris, lots of weeds. So first thing I'll be doing is to clear off all this. I'll clear off all this debris, all these banana waste, all the weeds. I'll then I'll do some raised beds here, do the beds, that now I can later on be able to transplant those tomatoes on these beds. So first things first, what I'll be start doing is first of all clearing this debris, clear all the weeds here, then do the raised beds. So all these weeds that I've collected from that section, I'll be mixing it up with some carbon and some chicken manure, and I'll be making some compost. So that's why I'm collecting it here. I'll be using it later on to mix up some compost. In fact, I have some that was ongoing that is here that I need to slightly move on this edge. Let's move here because now it's sitting in part of where the bed should be. Yeah, the bed making process is now complete. I'm now digging up the holes where I'm digging up the holes where I'll be planting my tomatoes. I'm doing a spacing of about 90 centimeters, close to a meter from plant to plant. Yeah, but what I'll be doing from plant to plant on one row, but I'll be doing 2 rows on each bed. Then what I'm doing is I'm doing a diagonal. On the other side, I'll be doing it, diagonally, so that ideally each crop will be about 45 centimeters from crop to crop. So why am I doing this? Because I'm trying to ensure that at least the crop has enough space, for air to go through, because this place really gets cold. You can see there are quite a lot of trees. Although I tried to clear whatever was in the middle of the land, we still have lots of trees on the edges. So at times this place gets really cold, and there's during the late night and the early morning, you have lots of dew. And you see that keeps now. What that does is that the leaves of the plants are always wet, and that really encourages the growth of fungal diseases. So to avoid that, I'm trying to ensure at least the crops will be well spaced. They'll not be touching each other, and when now the wind will be able to easily blow through to ensure that the leaves are dried. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm doing the spacing diagonally. At least each plant, if the wind blows through from either side, at least the air will go through, and will eventually dry the leaves. Because that's a crucial part that most farmers fail to take care about, because at times you assume that fungal infections come in during the rainy season. There are times even during the dry season, especially now, like when you're getting that morning dew, because this fungal, when the leaves are wet, that's when the diseases are easily established, and they grow. They tend to grow when the environment is wet. The leaves are wet. That can be occasioned by, if you're doing overhead irrigation, or even if you're not doing overhead irrigation, like in this case I'm doing drip. You cannot assume that the leaves will not get wet. They get wet due as a result of the dew, because the temperatures, especially the cold temperatures during the night. So to ensure that, we want to ensure that the spacing is ideal, the ideal spacing, to ensure that enough air goes through and the plants will be okay. So let me proceed with the digging of the holes, and we can plant our crops, our tomatoes. So here are the tomato seedlings that I'm going to plant. As I had mentioned, I had noticed that they experienced some kind of stress. You see, they had started drying out. However, the rooting system is okay. They have well rooted. This is the advantage of starting seeds on trees. At least now, I'm not going to disturb the soil here, the roots here. Just going to plant as it is. And because of this, I don't know exactly what was affecting this crop. As I plant now, I'm not going to add anything. I'm just going to plant as is, then do the watering. Then after a few days, I'll be monitoring. Then after a few days, that's when I'll be adding some fertilizer. But for now, I'll just plant as is, without adding anything to the plant. Then do the watering. Once the crop now acclimatizes to the new environment, that way now I'll be able to add some fertilizer. And hopefully now, whatever was affecting this crop, I'll do some fertilizer, and but not, for now I'm not going to add anything. Probably I'll plant as it is, do the watering, and maybe the only thing I can add is a seaweed fertilizer, the seaweed as a foliar, just to ensure which acts also as a biostimulant, and whatever probably was affecting this crop, the crop now will be able to thrive. So let me start with the planting process. Advantage, just pick up and plant. So let's proceed. Yeah, I'm done with the transplanting of the tomatoes. What I'm doing now is the watering. So I'll give this a few days. That's when now I'll later on now come and add some fertilizer. But for now, I'll just leave it as it is. Now let the watering and then the crop now acclimatizes the new environment. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Till the next one, happy farming.